So when you need a friend, just yell, hey Jasmine Danielle.
Alright, so I went to Jamba Juice. I'm trying their, I guess it's new, their hand mitch, which is sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich that's shaped in like a square. I'm excited because I'm really hungry. And then I got this apples and green smoothie, so it's like kale and a bunch of fruit like pineapple, peaches, strawberry, all that stuff. And here's the kicker. I paid for the 16 ounce, which is the smallest one, and they gave me a larger cup for free because they made too much and just put the extra in there. So look, like, this has to be like a work of God. Let's look how beautiful that looks like. Look at that sun. Look at the way the sun's hitting that. I didn't even pay for this much, and I got it a bigger cup for less of the price. Won't he do it? Yes, he will. Come on, let's go back in. Good job. Good job. So proud of you. Let's go back in. Come on. Right now it's 10:35, so I'm getting a later start to the day. I try to start anywhere between 9 and 10. There's a lot of flexibility and freedom in my schedule because I do work from home, and a lot of my stuff, a lot of my tasks are not dependent on a specific time frame. It is get it done within 1 to 3 business days, all that kind of stuff. So it really depends on the task. So I can start whenever I want to, but I try to get started mid-morning so I can be done by late afternoon, early evening at the latest. But the first thing I like to do when I start my day is to look at my to-do list. So the system that I use is called Trello. I've been using it since I was a freshman in college, and I really like it. Over the past year with remote learning and everything, I'm really loving using it as a daily to-do list. I just love the drag and drop feature. It just makes it really easy, and I can color coordinate it. So in the morning, I check 3 things. I check my emails because I work with clients, so I gotta make sure that, you know, I'm able to be accessible to them. I check Slack, and Slack is really a space that we use for my coworkers to communicate with each other about the projects we're working on. And then I check my to-do list. And at the very beginning, every week, I plan out all my tasks I need to do for the week. So some weeks are heavier than others. This week is in the middle. It's not too bad. I do have a mini project coming up where I'll be hosting a few episodes, which is really fun. And so Friday would be busy, and then all next week would be pretty busy hosting and interviewing on and off. Oh, also check another thing. It's called Airtable. This is what we use to keep track of all our podcast shows. I won't show you that because I'm not allowed to, and I will not show you stuff that I'm not allowed to show. Something I didn't explain is that I'm also a contractor, so I work for the company. They pay me a certain rate that increases over time for me to do work for them. So I'm not an employee technically, so because I'm a contractor, I can work with this company. I can also take on clients of my own. So essentially I work for myself, but right now I dedicate my time to one company, which is pretty cool. Never thought I would get a position like this straight out of college. So this is what my to-do list looks like. It looks a lot more streamlined than it did in the past. I used to have a lot of tabs, and now I just kind of created a template. I'll show you what my template looks like. Here's the template. So what I have is, see, I have a section for internship things, which are no longer internships, so I probably should just say work. And then creative work, and then after work tasks. So I like to break it up into 3 different sections. So anything that has to do with my job here, YouTube and podcasting and stuff are here. And then after work is just kind of like my adulting things. Once I finish my to-do list for the day, I'd make it turn green, and I move it over to this done pile right here, and that's how I keep track of everything that I do. If you want me to do like a more in-depth video on how I organize my work through like work, creative work, and after work stuff, let me know down below. Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy my breakfast. I'm gonna answer emails, get situated, and then really lock in for the day. Alright, I want to take a moment real quick to explain to you what exactly I do. So I am an audio producer / client success person. Basically, most of my day is comprised of a lot of different things. So one of the biggest components of my job is working with clients. So I go back and forth in email, helping them with the behind the scenes of their whole podcast. Either they're new to podcasting and need help, you know, assistance getting it off the ground, or they have a podcast already existing and so they need some help getting the episodes out So I do help with all the behind the scenes internal work. So I work with the clients, and I'm basically the middleman between the clients and the company in terms of the editors, the copywriters, all that good stuff. So when a client has an episode, they record the audio. I help get the audio to the editor. The editor edits and turns it into an actual fully assembled podcast with the music, intro, outro scripts, whatever is needed for the episode. Then I, once that's finished, screen the episode, make sure it sounds good. Then I send it to the client, who then listens to it and signs off on it. Once they sign off on it, then I will go into their account and I will schedule the episode for release, and then go back to them and let them know, hey, your episode is live, here are the links to it, share with your community or your social networks, and then the cycle continues. That's a big bulk of my work, and it does take a lot of attention to detail and organization. That's why I'm really big on my to-do list. I have lots of documents to help me keep track of all my clients in terms of helping them produce a really great podcast, and in essence, a really great podcast episode every time. Now, outside that role of client success management, I also have some audio production, or I'm getting some audio production experience. So what that means is I'm an assistant producer on one show, I'm a lead producer for another show, and essentially that is just the person who's in charge of making sure everything that's needed for a specific podcast or episode is gathered. So it's kind of what I've told you about with the client side, except I have more say, or more hands on deck when it comes to the final product. I just have my hands in so much in terms of the podcast production company, where I'm seeing everything from every little single step from idea to final product, if that makes sense. And again, I can go in more detail if you're interested. I might make a more detailed video as to, you know, what is it about podcast production? There's 3 steps. There's pre-production, production, and post-production. I'm not going to go all into that. Again, I might make a separate video just in case someone's ever interested in going to the podcast industry. But basically, that's kind of my role. And in addition to that, I have some writing experience where I'm writing for shows. I'm wearing a lot of different hats. Essentially, my company is great because there's a lot of variety in the work, so my days don't always look the same. Although I do have scheduled meetings that happen at the same time and day every week, which is nice. And you know, I just get a chance to explore and kind of understand what are areas that I feel like I'm the strongest in, and what are some areas that I feel like I'm the weakest in that I can improve on. That's kind of what my role is. I wanted to kind of give you an understanding of what I do, because it might be very confusing. And yeah, let's get back to the blog. Good job. Alright, so it is a little after 12. Because I had such a later breakfast in my terms, I'm not hungry, so Bentley's eating his lunch. And I probably won't eat anything until maybe a little bit later. I might have like an early dinner or late lunch / early dinner. It just depends. I'm not hungry right now, so I won't eat because I'm not hungry. I've been snacking on some stuff too, besides the smoothie and the sandwich. And now is the time for me to get really into a flow state. Also, if you hear the mowing in the backyard, you know it's summer. I'm about to get into my flow state, which is not really, it's not really a state, but it's really just a mindset for me to just be like, okay, look, you gotta like plug in and really, you know, do the work. So I try to listen to some music and really work on some items that require some brain work while I'm still alert and focused. That way I can get a bulk of that stuff done before later this afternoon, where I gotta do it for like a more of like a sound check type thing for hosting. I need to check to make sure that my mic setup and home setup is good enough for the interviews. So until that comes around, which is not until 2:30, so I'm just gonna work and put in my headphones. Alright, so this is my desk setup. I gave you more of an in-depth look at it in my last video. I'll put it up here. It was kind of like a morning day in my life for working at home. I just finished writing for an assignment that I had, and I just kind of sent it off to the person I needed to send it off to, and it's a little after 2. I have a meeting at 2:30, and this is going to be my kind of like a audio sound check type thing. Like I told you earlier, I'm hosting a little mini series, just, you know, being the person who asks the questions, nothing super major. But because I'm doing it from home and not in the studio, we have to make sure that my sound quality is as good as it can get. So I do have a podcast microphone. It is the Blue Yeti. I don't think it's the Nano. It's what I'm gonna be using. And I'm gonna clear out my closet a little bit because my closet has the best insulated sound in terms of just no interruptions. So I'm gonna have to clear out my closet and put some stuff in there, set up, and hopefully the sound quality sound good.
I can't even explain it, nah. Maybe it's the way you look in my eyes. How I feel is beyond words can describe. How you ignite this fire so deep inside. Got me hot like the summer. Ooh, really no one even knows me like you do. There's not many in my circle, so few. Love how you're my friend and not just a fool. Love it when you say that you're here to stay. I get you never.
So here's the non-glamorous side of podcasting. So this is my closet. It's a little messy just because I moved back home and I'm trying to save stuff up for apartment living in the future. But I have a bunch of clothes that will act as insulation, like sound, to help with the sound. Then I put my mic and my laptop here and then my chair, and then that's pretty much it. The only downside of like podcasting in my closet is that there's no air vent, so it does get hot after a while. So sometimes I gotta open up the door and crack it and get some ventilation in here. But that is my setup. Hello, hello, testing, testing, hello, hello, 1, 2, 3. It is so nice to meet you. My name is Jasmine. I'll be your host for today. Hello, it is 4:33. Last time I talked to you was around 2ish, a little after 2. 2 hours have passed pretty much, and I just got finished with my whole sound check interview prep session. It was really good because I got some really great feedback. I will get a chance to listen back at it and just see how I want to improve, adjust the questions before I start asking tomorrow. It's always nerve-wracking when you have to ask someone a question, even if just in general. I think it's just nerve-wracking. You want to do a good job and all that stuff, but I think it's going to go well, of course. Grateful for the strength of God. I had to pray right beforehand so I can just make sure like I'm at peace with everything. But I'm about to send off some client emails now. I did not get a chance to eat lunch. It was just that kind of day where you just kind of like go, and I feel like, I don't know, I'm not as hungry as I thought I would be, which is weird because normally I do like eat something for lunch. I'm getting hungry now, so I'm going to eat a snack and then probably do a burger for dinner, something simple. I also got to turn in my invoice tonight as well, if not tomorrow. Tomorrow's the deadline. I have to submit it by the end of the week. I'll probably do it tomorrow. The best lighting for my lamp now that it's evening time, but it is 7:34 and I'm just now sitting down to eat my dinner. Made some pasta. Anything, I always make pasta for dinner. That's my quick go-to dinner. Add some spinach and stuff in it just to make it a little bit healthier. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it the end of the day. I'm gonna check my email one last time just to make sure I don't have any client emails that came in within the last hour or so. That way I can wrap up my day and officially like decompress and enjoy my meal and all that stuff, and probably watch a show on Netflix just to unwind. And then I'm going to try to read tonight before bed. Who knows? I have a bad habit of being on my phone before bed instead of reading, so we'll see. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoy getting to see a little glimpse into what my work day looks like. Today was a more involved day, so I just feel like I feel unsettled, if that makes sense. So it's the first time I'm just like breathing, but that's what I do, and that's what I am doing. I'm very much new to the audio production, audio producer role, client success, all that stuff, because I'm still learning. I'm about 4 or 5 months in now, which is wild to say. I am excited to continue to share this journey with you, whatever it looks like, because I have no clue. If you enjoyed the video, give it a nice little thumbs up, and if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe to my channel below with the red subscribe button, so you can officially join the Hey Fam, which is the community I'm building on this channel. And while you're at it, don't forget to ring that bell too, so you can get notified exactly when I upload new videos, which is once a week. Alright, I'm gonna eat and chill out, but I'll see you in the next video. Bye.